Hello, everyone. Welcome to Straight Bat with Gulf News and Mr. Cricket UAE, that is Anis Sargent. Today, we are going to discuss Mumbai's match with Royal Challengers Bangalore. Anis, just give us a brief lowdown on the match.
Thank you, Mr. Sham. Hello, Mr. Satish, and hello to both the fans. The most important thing I want to stress, Sham, about this match, that it was a very comprehensive win by RCB. And after two losses, even Mumbai had two losses, but RCB had that them in the tank that they beat Mumbai Indians, the defending champions, convincingly. And what worries me more, Sham, is the form of the Mumbai Indian batters, especially three guys, Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, and Hardik Pandya, and they are the part of the Indian 15-man squad.
Okay, before I get to Satish and Jay from Gulf News, let me talk to the fans here. Sai Prasad is a Mumbai fan and Hussein Yusuf is a RCB fan. So Sai, tell us what went wrong with Mumbai, the 5-time champions. They are not playing like champions.
It was really heartbreaking to see Mumbai lose, actually. I mean, the first itself, the catch. I mean, my heart was in my mouth, actually, when Rahul Chahar dropped the catch of Kohli, and it was difficult to understand what was going wrong. Actually, we were outplayed by a fantastic batting and all-round performance by the Royal Challengers Bangalore, and it was fantastic batting and bowling performance. I think down in the middle order, we did have as Mr. Anis was saying, we had a bad forms of Sky and Ishan Krishnan is really worrying, and I was surprised that why were we keeping Kevin Pollard and Hardik for the last. They should have come up a little more higher up the order. They could have made a difference. I think the left-right combination was it's too late, but I feel it was probably incorrect now looking at hindsight.
So you make an interesting point of bringing up Kevin Pollard and Hardik up the order. Okay, before that, let me get to Hussein Yusuf here. As an RCB fan, are you really happy with the comprehensive performance? I mean, the bowlers, the batsmen, everybody came to the party together, and you can't have better than this. Hussein, you must be really, really thrilled. Tell us your feelings.
Totally. Initially, I thought we were 20 runs short, and the way Mumbai started, I thought this is going to be a one-sider. But then, Maxwell and Chahal step up to the party, bring us the breakthrough. And before the match, I was thinking Mumbai have a go-through bowler in Bumrah where they're conceding runs. They give the ball to Bumrah, he gets a wicket, and RCB doesn't have that. But maybe Harshal Patel can prove to be that bowler this season for RCB. And yes, what a win! Let's keep this momentum going. We have 4 matches, and we can. That third spot is up for grabs, and RCB surely will be at the third at the end of the IPL.
Jay Prasad Rai, I know you come from the city of Bangalore, so you must be backing RCB also. But I mean, I know even Satish, for that matter, he's a Chennai fan, but he's tipped RCB as a potential winner here. So Jay, I mean, did you expect such a comprehensive win, especially since they lost the first 2 matches very badly?
Yeah. The initial, the way they started in the UAE, especially getting out below 100, it looked like Bangalore. I had a feeling like they would get back to the same old ways where they have been coming close and not winning the title. But thankfully, this time I think they have regrouped themselves well, and looks like they have they've started seeing the winning formula again. And today also, if you look at it, it was a very neat performance, all-round performance from the batting side. Then we had the bowlers coming in. The only time I actually thought that the match was taking a slight turn towards Mumbai's favor was when the opening partnership was happening. But later on, if you see, the bowlers did extremely well, and then it was just the phone number, which you can see single digits. So that I think this win will give immense confidence for the team, and I think hopefully from here we should see the win. This time I have the gut feeling that Bangalore might go all the way.
Satish, you will still stick with your prediction, or why I ask you is, on their day, RCB can be fantastic, but if it's their off day, I mean, they just collapse, isn't it? So that is not championship stuff.
No, Sham, I think the last match itself, I think I wrote in the preview that it is not the batting that is a cause for worry for Bangalore. It is the bowling, because they have set batsmen who have all done in the past. They have one failure, maybe two failures in between, but they all have the capacity to come back and hit the rivals hard. So that
But
92
Sadish, let me
was.
just stop you. You said it's not just the batting, but they collapsed to below 100. They collapsed to 95.
That
So
was the
that is
first game,
batting
Sham.
failure.
Even that was the first game. The second game, if you look at Kohli got back his touch. They did reasonably well.
Let me also give you another example. If you look back in RCB's history, they have even fallen down to something like 35, 45. I think no other team
66,
seems to.
66,
Yes, so,
66.
So they have a string of low scores. So there's a history of collapses in RCB. So
No, I think see, maybe every season they might have one collapse. I think that's over. We can look forward to. We can look forward to.
you
a
are
better
an
performance.
optimist.
No, it's not. You can't see these kind of players. They won't produce the same bad form. Sham. They know they'll come back. These are the guys who are champions for no reason. They have been through the grind. They
RCB
might
haven't
have
been
one.
champions.
No. What I'm saying, the individual players.
Champion players.
Champion players who have been like they are where they are for nothing. They don't give up so easily. If they fall one day, maybe once in a while, as a collective group also sometimes it can happen, but they will surely come back. But
I get your point. I completely understand where you're coming from, and you have reason to believe it. In fact, if they the only problem is the consistency. That is the worry there. Okay, let me quickly get back to Anis. Anis, we've seen the same side win the IPL in 1 year back, or not even less than 1 year back, a few months back. This 2020, it's pretty much the same team. And what really happened? What we've been seeing this season is the middle order has been collapsing repeatedly, and they have no clue how to fix it. What do you think is the possible remedy here?
Absolutely bang on, Sham. The same team which had won a few months back in UAE and quite comprehensively. In fact, they dominated the 2020 IPL in UAE, where they lost, I think, only 3 games. And that same team is struggling to come up because of the form which I said of Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, and the Pandya brothers. And that is hurting them because as much as their bowling is strong, it was their batting. There was somebody either putting in the hand up. It was Ishan Kishan, who I think hit the maximum 6s, if I'm not wrong. And then Surya Kumar Yadav was also among runs. There was Rohit Sharma's, there was Quinton de Kock, there was the Pollards, there was the Hardik Pandyas. Everybody was contributing with the bat. But this time around, I'm afraid if you watch their scores, I can't remember they have crossed 150 or 160. 154 is the highest score against if they scored against KKR.
Battery 80.
I'm not too sure about that. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, so coming to the same point about Mumbai, it's the batting which is letting them down. If you see the Bumrahs and the Bolts have been bowling well. Chahar has not been that bad, Rahul Chahar. He's come in front of scrutiny because of the performance of Yuzvendra Chahal. But otherwise, he's okay. Okay, he dropped a catch. But nonetheless, you have to give credit today to RCB for demolishing Mumbai Indians. And when the big show comes to the party, that is Glenn Maxwell, and he does it with the bat and ball as well as with the fielding. RCB are always going to win. It's now we are just waiting for the AB de Villiers show.
Sai, do you think Mumbai can turn it around, or can they qualify? Because if you look at, they are in the 7th spot, just above Sunrisers Hyderabad.
There are 4 more games to play. We are still hopeful we can win, and definitely we will also pray for the other teams to lose. But having said that, I think the IPL, I mean the RCB team players have decided to give a send-off to the captain. I think he's going to play the last IPL as a captain. So probably they are trying to give a send-off, and that's why they are grouping up. But Mumbai also has
extra motivation.
Yeah, probably. But Mumbai has a fantastic, still a chance of qualifying, an outside chance, and there are 4 games to play. And next we are playing Punjab Kings, and I think they will come back. They are not going to take this too seriously. They are going to come back with a bang.
Well, Hussain, I'm sure you can't say a word against RCB, but still I'm asking you, will RCB win this year?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I feel now that they have gained that momentum, and IPL, Kohli winning the IPL will be a very big confidence booster for him going to the World Cup.
Satish, how can Mumbai fix their batting problems? I think we discussed in an earlier match because Surya Kumar Yadav and Ishan Kishan has been struggling, and you think they need to be replaced, or it's or like Sai said earlier, that maybe they could send Pollard and Pandya up. Will that help, or what is your possible suggestions?
I mean, it's unfortunate that it's collectively the entire batting group has failed, as Aniska rightly pointed out. Even sometimes the openers are not giving the start, which
no,
today they gave it.
Last two games.
Yeah, but see, Sham, what is happening is that they gave a start, but it is not convincing. If you look at, they are not dominating the way they used to do it. And again, that is one aspect of it. But second is, at the end of it, the batsman, when he goes in, he will be fighting against two opponents, one within and one against the opponent, because he's not getting runs. So one knock, that should get, each one and everyone should get one good knock to get that boost. So now we have only 4 games left, and there are 4 batsmen who are still struggling. That is Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, Hardik Pandya. Of course, even Krunal Pandya used to come up with something good knocks in the past. He has not done that. And Pollard has also not found us. What is also happening is I think they have still not read the UAE wickets well enough, like the other teams have done. Because the UAE wickets, if you look at the batting first, the RCB, it's not easy coming and playing your shots. You got to stay on. I think that's what Kohli did. When you have Devdutt Padikkal, he lost to Devdutt Padikkal early. Kohli played that sheet anchor role, which we call in the past, where like he was rotating the strike in and around without taking much of a risk. Of course, the 2 catches were dropped, and that helped him. That's a different issue altogether. But the fact remains that there was one central focus point, which was like everybody was moving around it, and they were building the innings. So that way, I think Mumbai has to identify somebody, because they have this habit of going hammer and tongs against all attacks, all wickets, which is not possible on every ground and every other day. I think they need to rework on that particular strategy. It's the approach that needs to be reworked than the order or anything. So once you approach that way, probably Pollard or Hardik Pandya would have come in ahead, because they would have thought that yes, the wickets are slow. You need time to get your eye in and get your movement in and get the confidence to go for the attack. That's what Maxwell did. He even struggled initially, but
yeah. So Satish, let me stop you there and add one thing. By the time Hardik Pandya or Pollard is in, they don't have the time to get the eye in.
Correct. But if they come in number 3 or number 4, instead of going with Ishan Kishan, number 3 and number 4 would have given that. Maybe like if they had brought the run rate down or the asking rate down to a comfortable level, because the first inning showed us that the old ball and the last few overs are going to be extremely difficult to hit. So these are some of the things which we need to learn from the team batting first. These are clues. I'm sure every
Satish, why I say here is because their first wicket, they're 57 for 1 in 6.5 over 4 overs. That is nearly close to 10 runs per over. That is correct. That is where the whole thing unraveled.
Yeah, Sham, that's exactly like they were going after 10 runs and over, but they should have tried to keep that momentum instead of bringing in Ishan Kishan, who was not among runs. And this is not the game where like they should have given Ishan Kishan. They should have targeted the victory first, than trying to get individuals into form. Because once you get the victory and once you get the 2 points, that would boost your confidence as well.
Okay, thank you, Satish. And Jay,
and I'll have to just put one small record also, Sham. There were 3 hat-tricks today. One was Harshal Patel getting a hat-trick. Yeah. And then the second one was the 3rd time in a row Mumbai is losing. And then the 3rd time and this is something to do with Devdutt Padikkal. For the 3rd time in this UAE match series, he has tried to play in the 3rd man area and got out.
Okay, that's an interesting observation. Jay, you are a RCB man, but I am giving you a Mumbai question. Will Mumbai turn around, or will they? Can they? When they're 5-time champions for nothing, but do you think they can come back and qualify this time?
Yeah. That's what Mumbai. See, there are quite a lot of star players they have, and they have the capability to do it. But given the current situation, the current table account, they'll have to depend on other results as well. But from here, they still have a very good chance in case they win their matches and then play for the other results. But just since the first two slots are more or likely booked, and the third slot is the
Going
third and fourth
RCB
slot is
way.
very, I would still want RCB to pick up the third slot, and fourth probably, let's see, Bombay maybe, but it's still
Mumbai
a
or
difficult path
KKR.
for them. Yeah, but
Okay,
end of the day,
before,
it's still yeah.
yeah, go ahead, finish it.
Yeah, I would still want Bombay also to come in, because they have offered us some real good, interesting cricket, and let's hope. But given the current situation, it's a slightly dicey situation for them.
Okay, before we wind up, Anis, any last thoughts?
Yeah, the gentleman just mentioned about Harshal Patel. He's got mind-blowing analysis. 10 matches, 23 wickets at an average of 13. So a lot of credit goes to this young man. I don't think he's young enough, but 23 wickets in 10 matches at an average of 13 is commendable, and a lot of credit. In fact, he's been the reason RCB is sitting on 12 points.
Yes, and especially he's taken care of the death overs, actually.
Oh yes. So RCB definitely there.
Yeah,
One match against
mauling.
Jadeja.
Yeah, yes, that is the only one time. Otherwise, he's been on song, really. Thank you very much, everyone. And for more updates, log on to gulfnews.com and all our social media channels. And we shall back with you tomorrow with more updates on IPL. Thank you so much. Good night.